think. I think I might have dropped out for some of that, but yes, we're back.
Hooray.
Hmm.
Alrighty, so we are connected.
Okay.
So are we ready to begin again then?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Alright. Adam, you sound a little far from your mic.
Oh. How about now?
Much better.
Right. All right,
Alright.
let us press forward.
Alrighty then. We shall begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, welcome to the third and final review of the evening. Up this time is Cal and Bomba. Cal and Bomba is a programmatic puzzle game. Program short sequences to navigate the playfield, aim your cannon using potions, and take down your enemies with various explosives. Turn your enemies against each other and create explosive chain reactions. 150 plus puzzles are sure to melt your brain. Hmm. I think the Steam description here is more honest than the Android description, which tries to sell the maths angle a lot more than the programming. Um, Having played this game, it's definitely much more of a programming game than a math game. And okay, so how do I talk about this history? Um, Well, there's kind of this lineage in video gaming going all the way back to like at least the 80s. The Nintendo Entertainment System game Stack Up is one of these, for example, and that is you put in a set of instructions to make a robot do things. Um, and that this game is along those lines in that you've got a bunch of icons that will provide instruction to Callan Bomba to do things. The mathematical twist is in the raising and lowering of the cannon or the cannon shot. Um, which is calculated by percentile. Um, and when you actually put the programming instructions into action, it'll come out in the form of a calculation. The thing is, you don't actually calculate that way. Like you don't have the numbers in front of you and trying to figure out, how to solve for X or trying to break apart a polynomial or something like that. No, you use your intuition to determine, do I want to raise the cannon blast 25% or do I want to raise it 33%? That kind of deal. And, that's intuitional thinking versus mechanical thinking. The things you learn on this program, like, but anyway, you use that in conjunction with um, moving the cannon left or right, or some areas, you will repeat the sequence with what they call the looper. And that's because I'm not sure if this started as a mobile game or a Steam game first, but it's definitely got mobile game sensibilities to it. Because, once again, the base goal is to destroy all the targets, kill all the enemies. The ultimate goal is to get 3 stars. And the way you do that is by completing the round in the amount of turns listed on the level. Like, the optimal is 1 turn or 2 turns. And it's also worth noting that this is a very forgiving game. As in, like, if you program in a sequence and it's off, well, if you're trying to go for the 3 stars, you can just reset. And, and there's no penalty. I'm not exactly sure what penalty there could have been, because it's not really score-based, but, you don't have to worry about that kind of thing. You can experiment to your heart's content. And compounding the logic in these levels is the enemies. There are various creatures that are in the air, and you will have to make use of them in order to hit the targets and kill the other enemies. Like, there's this starfish called a crossfish. There's like at least 2 variants. One shoots out projectiles diagonally in 4 directions. One goes up and down, left and right. Or the flying fish, which will drop down at an angle. And you have to use those creatures in your puzzle solving. And it all comes together rather elegantly. This game wasn't a favorite, but it played well, and certainly more memorable than the first puzzle game I reviewed tonight. But definitely not something that kept my attention for too long. But I think that might be the point, because these are very short levels. These are like, I don't know if like at the end. It looks like some of the later levels. You will get very long sequences of programming. But at the beginning, it's pretty short. And that's another thing that makes this a good mobile title. Like, you can crack through a couple of levels and, be about your business. In fact, I think this might be a better mobile title than it was a Steam title. Now, in terms of the mobile edition, interestingly enough, first of all, it's apparently only on Android. It's just really weird to see a game that comes out only on Android and isn't like supported by Netflix or something like that.
I'm thinking it's one of those they didn't want to pony up the Apple development cost.
Possibly.
And or didn't have a fucking Mac on hand.
Well, I know that isn't the case because the third platform this game is on is Mac OS. So it's got Macintosh compatibility at the very least, but no Apple version, which is a shame. Also, and this is another unusual thing for a modern day Android title, it's not a free to start app. At least, or maybe it is, but the point is, its cost is the same cost as it is on Steam, which once again is not the norm.
Yeah.
And as to what the cost is, $10. Is this worth $10? If you're into programming sequence games, that kind of logic puzzling, I'd say definitely go for it. If you're looking for an actual math puzzle game, this isn't it. Look elsewhere. I'm not exactly sure what to recommend here because that's not a favorite kind of puzzle game for me. Like, in fact, the less math I have to do, the better. But to each their own. But yeah, I thought this was a fine puzzle game, and definitely more memorable than Tetra 2. So it's got that. It's got quite a bit of British charm and whimsy. Right. So any other questions, comments, or concerns? All right then.
I think
good.
I'm good. Yeah.
Well, that'll about do it for this installment of the Fragments of Silicon reviews. Coming up on the week ahead. Right. So what we were supposed to have this Wednesday was we were supposed to be welcoming Yacht Club Games to our shores in order to talk about Mina the Hollower. But those plans have been put on hold until, I presume, sometime in the new year. It's TBA right now.
I was about to say asterisk.
Mainly
We don't
because
have
they
them on
don't
the
know when
schedule
Mina
yet.
the Hollower is going to be out yet. And that kind of needs to be established first before we reestablish the interview. But it's not been canceled. It's just, this game has to come out or has to get a new release date before I move ahead with a new interview date. Unfortunately, that has left a hole in the schedule. So this week we're going to watch another episode of GamePro Television. Season 1, episode 14. Oh, and in case you're wondering, as to why last week's episode isn't on YouTube, it's been restricted. Kind of a weird restriction. It doesn't seem to be blocked, but it's not like visible, like, it doesn't appear on my page or anything, but there's a direct link in the Discord to it.
Did they give a reason why it was restricted?
Audio visuals because of TMS.
Oh.
I'll tell you what, Sonic didn't do this to us.
Yeah?
So Max panicking was, I think.
Wait, what got restricted because of what?
The Monster Hunter episode.
Ah.
Yeah. Like I said, doesn't appear to be blocked because I can play it. Like, it doesn't have a, this has been, copyrighted material TMS, a kind of deal. I don't know if that's for me only, but, the episode is linked directly in the Discord. But anyway, sometimes that'll happen when we play with these things. You don't rightly know until you test. And I'll note the Sonic the Hedgehog Adventures episode didn't get blocked. It didn't get copyright dinged. It doesn't matter because this time we're going back to GamePro TV. Anyway, we do have a Friday show scheduled, as we'll be welcoming Chris Van Houten. I'm gonna have to ask how this is pronounced. They are of Cliffa Games.
Adam, real quick, it is blocked in the US on copyright grounds. It's just your VPN that's letting you watch it.
It might be, it's blocked globally. It might just be viewable for me. I don't know. Possibly. I genuinely don't know how that works. Regardless, Getting back to the guest at hand, we'll be talking about Familiar Findings. Familiar Findings is a charming and cozy idle game with a magical twist. Join Iva, an aspiring mythozoologist, as she seeks to write and complete a magical grimoire of witches' familiars. Summon familiars, collect their mana, and complete fusion spells to discover new combinations. So look for that, and until next time, I shall wish you good gaming. Oh.